All right, welcome everybody to summer edition of Totally Experts. He's Sap. I'm Shane. Sap, it's the summertime. We're out of school, out of work, but that doesn't mean that the work always stops. Before we get into all that, so far, how's your summer going?
It's going good. Playing some basketball, practicing some basketball, and getting better, and getting new kids and all that fun stuff. And um,
Yeah,
but it's the competition we've played's been really good, and um, it's been exciting to we've played a really tough summer schedule, and and that's what it's about, trying to putting your kids through tough situations and seeing how they react in the summer when it don't matter.
yeah. Now, a lot of people don't realize that y'all play as much as y'all do during the summer. They think, oh, summer's out. Maybe it's practice. Maybe there's a camp.
Yeah.
I don't think the most people realize how much y'all play. So let's just go ahead and dive into this. So, um, we've talked at length. I don't think we need to talk anymore about how we had some seniors graduate, big core of your team that graduated, but you're bringing in still a lot of experience.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this earlier. I think it's two starters and then two girls off the bench who played significant time last year.
Yeah.
And then the two starters, I believe, are this will be their third straight year starting, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
Gail will be her fourth year starting.
Fourth, and then three for LB. So, right?
Yeah. Well, that
Yeah.
first
Okay.
year she kind of started off and on, and then when we had the injury, then she started the rest of the year.
Yeah. Right. Right. Okay. Um, but had a couple of transfers come in. Now, one we knew, we kind of knew for a minute. It wasn't a surprise that she was going to be coming in, but then since school's gotten out, you've had two more. What's that been like? Because you're bringing in new freshmen, and then you've got your core coming back from last year as well, and then now you're adding it's three new girls now, right?
Yes.
So what's that transition been like? Bringing the three new girls into the fold.
I mean, it's a challenge for everyone because you're trying to get, excuse me, um, you're trying to get everything to mesh, and all that stuff's going to take time. So it's kind of just working through the kinks of that kind of stuff. Of you got three kids that come from three different programs, um, come into ours, and we do things differently than I mean, everybody does things differently than everybody else does for the most part. So it's just kind of trying to um, get those kids to understand what we're trying to do offensively and defensively. Um, I think the biggest thing is in our with our 2-3 zone, trying to get them comfortable and get them to understand the shots that we want the other team to take, and where we want to guard people, and trying to biggest thing is trying to get them to understand that we can get out there and extend and guard, and we've got to get to the shooters and to make them put the ball on the floor because we want them to take a lower percentage shot. And that's just stuff that's going to take time. And I don't even know that I don't know that we'll have it down by December, with all those new people, and then not even just the new kids coming into the program, but the younger kids that are playing well and having to step up and play varsity minutes from where they didn't get any last year, and then just trying to get them to understand what's going on and find a role and a spot for them. So but of course, then now this year, after this year, I'm gonna lose six. So then it's going to be
Mhm.
we're just pretty much starting all over again. I mean, I'm going to graduate 11 kids in 2 years. That's a lot of kids
Yeah.
to transition through and to try to get everybody ready to go.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about being six that would be leaving. Of course, I know one of them that just came in is a senior, so you would have been at five. So I think that's probably where.
Yeah, that's where
But
we're at.
you know, she she was there before. Circumstances, injuries has brought her back.
Yeah,
At least there's a little bit of familiarity with you. A couple of girls on the team, one or two of them maybe. Um, and stuff like that. So that's good. I'll tell you, I came out to one of the play dates because y'all been playing all kinds of play dates, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. In the summertime, I'm not gonna drive. I'm not gonna drive to Chattanooga. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I don't blame
Um,
you.
but y'all had a play date at the school, and so I came out there to watch. I was excited to see. For me as a fan, first and foremost, this was the first time that I've watched. This is my first chance to get to watch without some of those seniors,
Yeah.
and so that was number one thing I wanted to see. Number two, I wanted to see the new kids.
Yeah.
The one who come back, I had seen her before. She was there whenever I started. But the two new kids, and let me tell you, I was pretty impressed. Didn't seem it looked like they were both, and I'm talking about the two that I had never seen before. It looked like they're both athletes. Looked like they were willing to go after it and get after it.
Yeah.
Um, the one who's a junior looks like a pretty good shooter, pretty good defender as well. So that was that was exciting to see, and I enjoyed it. And I think you got a solid team. I know we talked about it a little bit. I'm not trying to give you some rat poison this early in the year, but I know y'all have got a tough season coming up. But I mean, I think y'all have got a pretty good team that can compete. And when that happens, that's all you really want is for people to compete.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned about people don't know realize how many games and stuff we play. The people who really don't realize how many games we play every year is like the freshmen coming up, especially if like their
Yeah.
parents didn't play high school ball or because in middle school they don't play a lot. I don't even know that they play. I think they played one day last year or something like that, and they're going to play maybe one day this year. Um, in high school you can play 10 days in the month of June. No, we don't ever play
Hmm.
10 days because that's a lot. You think
Yeah.
about 10 days, it's 20. That's 20 varsity games and 10 JV games. Um, if we just go play other places, I mean, we played like two varsity game and two JVs at our place. Because at
Hmm.
our place we'll play however many games we want to because we ain't traveling. And if somebody wants more games than what we have, then we just pick them up and we play them so we can, get them to come to our camp or whatever. So, but no, it's a ton. I mean, we've already played probably. We played one, two, three. I guess we played 4 days or 3 days. No, we went to coffee for 2 days. So we've played 5 days, 5 camps already. So we've already played 10 varsity games and 5 JV games.
Yeah. And then
And
you've got some this week, right?
yeah, we got some this week, and it's June 14th. So
Yeah.
yeah, we got 3 this week. Going to Lebanon Tuesday. And then we actually play at Wilson Central, but it's Wilson County
Hmm.
that puts it. It's Corey Barrett at Lebanon who runs the camp, but they use all the Wilson County schools for the most part. And then we're going back to Lebanon Thursday and Friday for the for the BCAT Hoop Fest. And first game of the Hoop Fest, we got the defending single A state champs, so that'll be a good game. Um,
Okay.
so we play Richland first game at the Hoop Fest, so that'll be exciting. I said we've played a pretty tough summer schedule. Um, Played a lot of private schools, minus the camp you were at. I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But we played a lot of private schools, played a lot of 3A schools, um, played up in some 2A schools too. The good thing is, like we've kind of lost. Um, we've lost quite a bit of games this summer, actually. And that's something that didn't really happen last year. We only lost
Yeah.
we only lost one game all last year in summer, and that was to Kings Academy. Um, so it's those growing pains. It's them. It's trying to understand and get through all that. But at the same time, we're playing up. We're playing harder competition than probably what we played last year. Um,
Right.
and but I mean, We've already played Stone. Played them at Silverdale, and we were beating them at halftime, or we were down one or two. I mean, it was tied at halftime. I can't remember if we were up or if we were down a few points. I think we was beating them at halftime. Um, and they had to come out of they had to come out of their press, and then I mean, they ended up losing to them by double figures. But we had we showed really good signs of success there in that first half. Didn't turn the ball over against their press probably at all. We were scoring a bunch in it, and had to get them out of it. So those are good things to see. Of course, we got a lot of guards on the floor now, um,
Yeah.
with the addition of the three new ones. So a lot of guard play. which is good for us because the more guards you got, the better you're going to be. I feel like.
Yeah, no, I know it looked like you went just in the one play day I went to. It looked like you intentionally. Now, again, you take it with a grain of salt because it is just a play date. Y'all were up by a pretty good amount, but it looked like you were intentionally going small um, on purpose. Although it's not like you've got a lot of size,
No, everybody's about the
but it
same
looked like
height.
you,
Even our
yeah, you
bigs
were
are
going
the same size as everybody else. So
right, right. So, but I definitely think that y'all, and I didn't think that I would say this, given some that you lost, but maybe a little bit faster. Um, collectively.
collectively, yeah.
Uh, yeah, because I mean,
We still got we gotta we'll have to get in some shape come November though,
sure,
because I
sure.
mean it's
Um,
because we do have speed. We
eh,
have speed at all, at
yeah,
10 positions that we can run in and out. So
yeah,
we've got to use that to our
yeah.
advantage
Well,
at
that's
some
why I said
point.
collectively. Because Ellie, you're not gonna. No one has that kind of speed that she can just turn on and turn off like she had.
Yeah.
But collectively, yeah, I've always said Addie. Whenever Addie comes in, she is. Me and Seth talk about it all the time. Like, oh, Ellie's going to get a breather. She's sitting down, so Addie's taking her spot. And you think you're getting a break? No, you're not. Not on the defensive end. You're not.
No.
Because she's going to make your life miserable.
No, for sure.
Um, but yeah, I was glad to see. I mean, watched it play, and y'all played well. A lot of threes. The shots were falling, so that was good. Now, once we get the end of June, you get into the dead period at the beginning of July, and
Yeah.
then you don't do anything in July, correct?
We usually do some things. I don't know. I don't know if I am this year or not. Thought about having
Yeah,
them come in there and lift for 3 4 weeks, 3 days a week,
yeah,
doing that. I don't know. I haven't fully decided what I'm gonna
yeah,
do, if we're gonna do anything or not. There's a lot of them playing eight. I mean, not a lot of them, but a few of them are gonna probably play eight. Well, I guess maybe just Gale and Sadie. Maybe I'm not for sure. So that before there was more of them playing. Cause well, I guess
yeah,
just Kara and Gale, but so July's to be determined. I guess
yeah.
trying to figure out
It's
what I'm gonna do there.
it's just so weird, in July because you've got she's gonna start doing stuff with volleyball, and then you've got the week of the dead period, and
Yeah,
then
the thing is though, I don't have that many kids that's playing volleyball.
well, that's true too because this year I've been thinking that on my situation, um, and it really isn't that many. So I mean, it's but typically July to me is weird because one week is a non-starter, you can't, and then
Yeah,
2.5, 3 weeks later,
we're back in school, so it's kind of
we're back doing in service and stuff like that. So
yeah.
um, it's just weird. So um, let me ask you this: what is the one thing you've noticed so far? It's the summer; it's still early. But what is the one thing you've noticed so far? Give me a positive, and then give me something that that's not. I don't want to say negative, but something that you'd like to see change now that you're a little bit younger of a team. You know what I mean? Like from the difference from the more experienced team to where you're at this year so far in the summer. What's something that you're liking that you're seeing, and then something that y'all need to work on?
Well, what I'm liking that I'm seeing is that of how deep we are. Um, I thought last year was probably the deepest team I've ever had, and now with these transfers, this is probably the deepest team I've. I mean, I could probably play. I mean, it's hard when there's only 32 minutes in a game, but
Yeah,
I mean, we could go 10 kids deep if need be, and I don't think the fall off is that much.
yeah,
Um, so that's I mean that's a for sure a positive, especially in single A ball. If you got 10 kids that can, that's I mean it makes my job hard because I think the first five is kind of obviously like the first six is obviously like kind of set, But then 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all just right there together.
Yeah.
And one of the things I would tell them is, you know, it's your job to separate yourself from those other three. If you're 7, 8, 9, and or 7, 8, 9, and 10, it's your job to separate yourself from them.
Yeah.
Because you want to separate yourself so much that I can't afford for you to sit over there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if all of you is just kind of the same, then it's going to be, hey, this kid's hitting well, she's going to get more minutes today than you, or vice
Yeah.
versa. You just never know. We need defense. This kid's going to be in there more. So it's just one of those things. And then I would say the one negative that that I've seen this summer is just trying to get everybody to mesh chemistry
Hmm.
wise. Everybody understanding what their role is. And that's not something that's going to happen in November and December as we get to moving and we get to playing. Because you just got new kids, trying to figure out where they need to go in transition, where they need to go on offense, what we're trying to do offensively. So it's just trying to get those kinks worked out. I would say would be the because I don't have many negative things to say because we couldn't play. Who who was we playing? We was playing Stone, and I was like, well, we're gonna have to man them. I feel like, and we played man really really well, and we've not practiced it at all, but that just helps having athletic kids,
Yeah.
and having some speed. Now, our help's not perfect, but you know, it's not going to be unless you drill it all the time. And obviously, we
Yeah.
haven't because we ain't worked. I just said we ain't worked on it. Um, but I mean, they pick up on things pretty quick. Um, for the most part, they all play ridiculously hard. So that's another
Hmm.
positive. Um, the other positive thing I would say, every single A team we've played this summer, we've beat by double figures. So that's another positive. Um,
Yeah.
because when we went to coffee, we was playing played community, then played Tullahoma. I mean, the next day we played Fayetteville and Moore County, two single A teams. We lost
Hmm.
we lost to community and we lost to Tullahoma, but then we beat Fayetteville and Moore County the next day. So I was like,
Yeah.
you're not necessarily. We should have beat community, but when you dig yourself into a hole like we did, because we couldn't hit a shot in the first. I don't think we scored but 2 points the first 9 minutes of the half. So when you do that, it's tough to dig yourself out of a hole.
Yeah.
At Silverdale we played Lipscomb, lost to them by 8. Dug ourselves a big hole again, and then we won the second half by 9 points, and then losing them by 6 or 8, one of the two, I don't remember. Beat Silverdale. They're a really, really, really good team. And then beat GPS by a little bit. So, I mean, we're playing a lot of like I said, we played a lot of Division two schools,
Hmm.
which is good. We want to see that competition.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. So this past week, TWSAA came out with some new information, um, some rule changes, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the first one, the shot clock.
Yep.
Tennessee has been one of the states that has not had a shot clock. I can't remember the exact numbers, but there's several other states who do have the
We'll be
shot
the
clock in
we'll
high
be the
school ball.
33rd state.
Okay, so 32 teams, 32 states have it. Will be the 33rd, and I believe it has to be implemented. Is it by 28 or 29?
It's 20, 29, 2030.
So it has to be. So let me ask you this real quick before we go. This is the first thing. As I'm reading that, I'm like, okay, because the reason they did that is because they said they know that it's a cost thing for some schools and it's going to take
Yeah.
them time to get money. Okay, appreciate that. Yeah. Let's say there's a school that's got money and they put a shot clock in there for next year. Whenever you go there, even though you don't play with a shot clock at home, do you have to play with a shot clock there?
No, the only time you can use a shot clock until it's fully implemented is during the Hall of Fame games, or some people call it the
Okay.
Hall of Champions games, and or Thanksgiving tournaments and Christmas tournaments.
Okay, so they're
So
basically just saying, "Hey, you've got 3 years to get the shot
four
clock because in
really.
3 years we're going."
I mean, four really. I mean, it's 26, 27. So I mean, it's really going to be.
Yeah,
It's really going. I mean, it's going to be 3 years, but it's really going to be four by the time you get it all
yeah.
situated
So
and
they're
everything
just
set
saying,
up.
"Hey, just so you know, it's coming. Go ahead and start fundraising,
Do whatever you need to
organizing,
do.
getting the
Yeah.
money."
So
Yeah.
for
Okay.
instance, we're going to White County for the Christmas for their. We're playing in the Frank Shootout this year. So
Mhm.
if Sparta installs shot clocks this year, we could theoretically play with a shot clock at the Christmas tournament down there.
Now, I don't know if me and you've ever talked about this. Are you a fan of the shot clock?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, as a spectator, I 100% am a um, fan
Fan.
of the shot clock
Yeah.
because there have been teams, and you know who I'm talking about, who have purposely just we're just going to hold on the ball, pass it
The
back and
school's two
forth.
blocks from you, right?
Well, but you know what I'm saying. It's just it's not fun to watch,
No.
and I understand that like from their perspective, that's not what they're there. They're there to win games. They're not worried about whether if Shane Hall is having a good time watching or not. But I just think it's a good thing. It's going to help the flow of the game go.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think it's going to make it more enjoyable.
I don't think it affects anything until the last 2 minutes of a close game.
Sure. Yeah.
I
No.
do not
Absolutely.
think. I mean, maybe end of quarter if you want to try to go for two for if you want to try to go 2 for 1 or something, or end of
Yeah.
half two for
Mhm.
one. Um, but any other time than that, it's not going to affect anything except the final 2 minutes of a close game. Because now,
Yeah.
if you're down three with 2 minutes to go, you ain't going to immediately have to go foul to try to get
Right.
the ball
Right.
back because you're
Right.
going to get the ball back in 35 seconds.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Now that's a good point because I am a proponent of milking the clock if you have the lead and it's like you said, there's 2 minutes left. You've got a lead. Oh, we're going to pass this back and forth. We're going to milk this thing. Yeah, I get that. That's strategy. I'm talking like it's first quarter and we're doing that. Now I ain't trying to do all that.
yeah,
That's not fun for anybody.
like our friend at school when they played Grundy and
Yeah, I
South
just
Bend.
can't. I can't do it. It's let me tell you about that rascal. So real quick, so I show up to the play date the other day, and I'm over there talking to the boys at the table. He comes over there and he goes, "Oh, hey, good to see you. Glad you came in. We're gonna be playing here next week." And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be out of town. I ain't gonna be able to come next week." He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure, yeah."
Oh, that's funny. Well, I
um,
mean, and he's a proponent of the shot clock. Um, and I believe I don't want to speak for him, but I do believe the reason why is, and they were in that Final Four game several years ago against Booker T, and we were winning the majority of the game, and we played a 1-3-1 zone then, which we still do a little bit now. And then Booker T got ahead, and they just stood out there and started holding the ball, and then he had to come out of the zone, and then they ended up winning by 10 or 15 or something like that. I don't remember the exact score. So ever since then, he's been a proponent of the shot clock,
yeah,
which rightfully so.
yeah. No, like I said, I mean, just from a spectator's point of view, I welcomed seeing that. The second thing they did and that they put out, and you can speak more to this than obviously what I can, um, is they're going to start seeding the state tournament, correct?
Yes, not this year, but the next year.
Right. So seeding, as in just like we normally see with seeding. So explain to those out there, because a lot of people don't know. I didn't know until I think it was this year that it was just a random draw. Um, so explain to everybody what this is going to look like.
So to explain this fully, I need to go back a few years.
Okay.
So pre-COVID, if you won your sectional game, because they were always on Saturday night, So if you won your sectional game, you had to be in Murfreesboro at the Embassy Suites on Sunday, the next day. And they did the blind draw right there for everybody to see. They every team had a number. They put the ping pong balls in the machine. They rolled it around and they draw them out. First name they pulled went to the top of the bracket, whatever. Second one they pulled, that was the game, unless they were in the same region or district.
Yeah.
Okay. Then after COVID, they stopped doing that and they just started putting out the results. So obviously that's why we're here, is because I think if they allowed everybody to come back down there and watch it or live streamed it,
Mm-hmm.
then they wouldn't have as many people moaning and groaning to get to where we are now. Because, when you do things behind closed doors, it obviously
Yeah.
leads to a lot of people wanting to talk about things, whether or not they're true or
Yeah.
not. People just want to speculate. If it's not behind closed doors, there's nothing people can speculate about. Yep, we saw Coffee County get drawn out right after Bradley Central, so they're having a matchup. It's not. Oh, Coffee County got hosed again. They're having to play. That's the state championship game in the first round. Blah 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 blah. If everybody sees that, then they know it wasn't, what's the word, tampered with.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I believe it was tampered with? No. But, it leaves doubt in people's mind.
Right.
So to avoid doing that, now we are being seeded through the Max Preps RPI system or whatever. So if that was implemented this year, we were 4 on Max Preps. So we would have played North Green in the first round. Greenfield was 1. Richland was 2. Gordonsville was 3. We were 4.
Okay.
And then Greenfield was 5. I don't remember who was 6.
Coalfield?
Maybe Coalfield was 6. Wayne County was 7. And I think Middleton was 8. So Middleton and Greenfield would have played. Gordonsville and Wayne County would have played. So that was the only matchup that wouldn't be affected. And Richland and Coalfield would have played, and then us and North Green would have played. Now, whether or not where we would have been out on that thing. Now we would have probably still had to play because we'd have been the 4 playing the 5, so we would have still been in Greenfield's side of the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people around town and stuff are like, oh, we got a bad matchup or whatever. Well, son, we've had some, years past. I've been down there. I've been lucky to have a good matchup, good draw.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you get there, there's 8 teams left in the state. Everybody's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, is there somebody that's a little bit worse than everybody else? Yes, that's the way it's going to be when you're pulling people from all across the state. But everybody's still pretty good. You don't make it down there and you be bad necessarily.
Right.
Except for maybe that team we played in the first round 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yes, no, you're right. I was thinking it, but I couldn't remember who it was. I just remember thinking, how in this world did this team get here?
Yeah, but so that's what they're going to go to, not this coming school year, but next school year. And, I'm hoping that it matters to us, but it's just something you don't ever know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's at least they're doing stuff. They made a move on the transfer portal earlier, not transfer portal, the transfer rule earlier this year.
Yeah.
Seems like a transfer portal.
Yeah.
And then now shot clock. And,
yeah. So let me go back to the seeding thing. So they already do this for soccer. So it's not like just something they pulled out of their hats and said, hey, we're going to try this. They do this for soccer at the state tournament already. So it's something they're familiar with. Everybody that I've seen online that's talking about the soccer thing on Coach T, seem to like it. So I don't think it's, anything. I don't think it's going to be anything like crazy. The only thing is like they're going to have to pay. Like I think in Georgia and even in Alabama, like the day, like you've got like I think 48 hours after your game's over with, and that stuff's got to be posted to Max Preps. Like
Yeah.
it's a bylaw with the athletic association. I can't remember which state it's in. It may be both of them, but you know, I feel like we kind of need to have to do something like that to make people post the games. Now the other thing is too, they said if you played somebody out of state for your schedule and they didn't post anything to Max Preps, then that win was only going to count as a win against somebody that was 500.
Mhm.
So I don't really necessarily like that because you got Bradley Central, years past going and playing all these teams all over the place, ranked nationally at one point in time,
Yeah.
playing a lot of these nationally ranked teams. Now, granted, they're probably all putting their stuff on Max Preps, but in the one instance, there's a team that doesn't and posts it to something else, then they're only going to get credit for beating somebody that's 500. So,
Yeah.
one game out of 27 ain't going to, or 24 ain't going to affect anything. I guess you can play 26 with the Hall of Fame. Ain't going to affect anything too bad.
Yeah. Well, my opinion on making sure you post stuff to Max Preps, but that's another tale for another day. Um, but well, yeah, like I said, it sounds like they're doing stuff and trying to, how do I say, make progress, um, be willing to make changes.
Yeah.
So so that stuff's all good. Got all that going on over the summer. Y'all are doing your play dates during the summer. Um, Anything else going on basketball wise we need to talk about?
Um, I don't think so. It's just,
Okay.
that old summer grind there.
Yeah. Did want to shout out, like, this is probably the most we'll ever talk about the NBA. But Knicks won the championship last night. I told you that's who I was going for. Um, and I didn't think they would do it, but that's who I was going for.
Yeah.
But they sure did do it, didn't they?
Handle business, son.
Yeah. That Jalen Brunson is he's something else.
Yeah, he's been good for a little. He's the last 3 years he's been on a tear
Yeah, yeah.
up there.
It's crazy to think that all the talent the Dallas Mavericks have had, and
Oh
then
yeah,
they've let go.
yeah.
It's just absolutely ridiculous. So good for them. I
I loved
know.
that TikTok I sent you.
Oh, I know. It was so
That
fun.
shit's so
I
good.
had seen it. I had seen it, but oh yeah, it was so funny. Um, I know Stephen A was happy. Said it was the greatest sports moment of his life or something like that as a fan.
Yeah.
Um, so good for them. Um,
Well,
did want to
I
touch
like when
on.
random people
Okay.
win.
Yeah, well, that's another thing too. I seen a stat that this is the eighth straight year
Of a
the
different
NBA
team.
has had. Yeah, and they said it's the longest. It ties for the longest stretch that in NBA history. 8 straight years without a repeat.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
some wild stuff
wonder,
too.
that is pretty wild, especially with all these, because the NBA is all about the super teams and all that, and it's just how much. I'll say this, because the NBA product is not the same as what it used to be, and
No.
I think we can all agree with that. But it seems like the talent is more spread out, and it's not just, even though there are some super teams, um, it's not the haves and the have nots.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
I don't think you can name. I don't. I couldn't name a super team right now. Like
the
who's a super
closest
team?
thing I was the closest thing I would say is the Lakers. Um, but they have so many injuries, and then LeBron's a bum,
But
so
I still can't. Like, it's not LeBron, Wade, and Bosh at Miami type
yeah,
situation.
yeah. There's
On any
also
team.
but I tell you what, there's also a lot of players that I've never even heard of.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I'm watching the OG kid, never heard of him before. The
Never
one that had the
heard of
block the
OG
other night.
Ananobi.
No, I'd never heard of him before. Um, and then for the Spurs, outside of Wimby and Fox, like Castle, never heard of him. Um, and then they've got another kid too. I can't remember his name.
Harper.
Harper, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
don't
a
know anything
rookie.
about him. Yeah. Um, Where did he play at college?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
uh, but like at least New York, like you had Brunson, you had Cat, new Cat, um, and then they had somebody else, but I can't remember now who it was. That I was like,
They got the
oh yeah, I
Nova.
know
They got
that
the
guy.
Nova boys, son. Mikael Bridges and Josh Hart.
Josh Hart, yeah. Um, so I'd forgotten about some of them guys, but yeah, good for them. And I didn't know that their coach was Mike Woodson,
It's Mike Brown.
Mike Brown. Yeah, I didn't know it was Mike Brown.
Yeah, first year
Um,
because
yeah, wow.
They fired Thibodeau at the end of last year.
I know, and I like Thibodeau
I do
too, and
too.
that's but it's part of it.
Yeah,
Um,
he's always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Oh, Thibodeau, son.
yeah, yeah,
But no, like so, I didn't watch any of the finals really.
uh huh.
I kept track with the score or whatever, and so the game four. I was looking at it. I was looking at the score, um, in between arc raiders rounds and stuff, and I'm like, oh okay. I mean, dang, they're down 29. Oh well, played a game or two, check it again. Oh, they're down 15. Okay, checked it again. They're down 9. And then I got up, shutting everything off in the house, getting ready to go to bed, and I checked it, and and they're down whatever they were with 2 seconds left. Was it down one? They were down one. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I believe that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were down one with like what 2 seconds left or whatever, or 3 seconds left. And I was like, I think it was just 9. And I was like, oh. So I just turned it on, and I literally the only part of the game I watched was OG Ananobi's tip in. And then same thing
I
last night. I turned it on and I watched the last 52 seconds.
Yeah, I watched quite a bit of it last night, but the closest I could see them getting, they'd get up to 6, and then they'd fall back down to like 15. Then they'd get up to 6 and fall back down to 12. And then it just,
Basketball's a game of runs.
it is, but without a vested interest, I was just like, oh well,
Yeah.
Um, so like I said, it's just not the same as like it used to be.
No,
So,
that's all right. It's okay.
but all right.
So,
So before we get off here, I'm gonna address the elephant in the room.
oh,
Although
I was
everybody already
confused
knows
as to
anyway.
what you were talking about.
Yeah. And although everybody already knows anyway. So since we recorded last time, we got flag football had ended. Actually, going to have tryouts for season 3 coming up this Wednesday.
Team
Actually,
three.
Team 3 really excited about it for the same reasons that I was excited to come see y'all the other day. It's gonna be our first year without some of them key seniors. Looking forward to some of these other girls coming in, and then some of these other girls stepping up. Other girls like an Addie taking the next step, a Mayan taking the next step, that kind of thing. Um, but they're doing that Wednesday. But we're going to be doing it without someone. So um, since last time we
That
talked,
someone
Sap
is
came to
yours
me.
truly.
Yep. Some Sap came to me and uh, stepped down from flag football as the assistant coach and defensive coordinator. And um, I understand your reasons. It was funny because you asked if I was going to be upset. I said
Yeah.
no. I just want to make sure you weren't upset with me. But I've told people. I told who was it? I told Alyssa's mom the other day. I think I told you this. I was like, yeah, me and him ain't spoke
Yeah.
since. And she was like, are you for real? I was like, no, I'm just kidding. We hung out yesterday. Um, but so yeah, talk real quick before we get off here. Just talk to us about what went into your thought process there um, and all that. Even though I know, just
Yeah. So,
share
I
it with the
mean,
world.
so, from 1st of September until we got done in the first week of May, I had, um, I guess, the fall break and spring break. was the only weeks of the year from in that time span where I did not have a game or a practice.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that is a. I mean, that's not even counting June. If I threw
Yeah.
June and July in there, then I mean, 90% of the year, and most of that's because the girls wanted to lift in the mornings
Yeah.
in September and October. Um, if we weren't doing that, then it wouldn't been near as crazy because we had all that time off per se. So I mean, obviously that I mean it's a lot. Yeah, I think I told you too that I wasn't vibing with a lot of the rule changes that come into effect
Yeah.
with it. So I mean, it's just a culmination of all those things. It's very very hard. I'm not, I'm good at a lot of things. I'm not a good assistant coach. Yeah, I'm just not. I mean, it's just, and it's not that I would do anything different at all.
Yeah.
It's just I'm used to being in charge, and it's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard to not be in charge. I guess I've just
Hmm.
got a control problem. I don't know. That's what my assistant would tell me. So,
Yeah.
and Emma would tell me as well. So,
Yeah.
um,
Well, you've told me that about yourself.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but I mean,
Well, and
at
I,
the end of the day, though, with the basketball thing, like there's only one person it falls on, two,
yeah. Yeah.
and if it's all going to fall on me, then I want to be
Sure. No, that's
him.
fair. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Some of the stuff we talked about, we'll leave it just between. I mean, it wasn't bad. We'll just leave it between me and you. But um, I told you this, and I stick with it. That's what I told Alyssa's mom when I was telling her about it. I was like, I was like, I get it because even though the flag season isn't as long as the basketball season, by the time it's over, Lindsay's like, okay, I'm ready for it to be over. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Um, and we went right, because Chloe's with y'all with the team, and so I'm at every basketball game, away or on at home, and then we live further away, so sometimes we have later nights, and then flag we have had a lot of late nights with flag. So
a
I
lot
totally
of late
get it.
nights.
Yeah, I totally get it. I was not. Um, I mean, I don't want to say upset. I mean, I definitely wasn't upset. It's one of those like hate to see it go, but like
Yeah,
I get it. Um, but because I'm with you, like some of the rule changes I don't like. Some of the nights were like I think that's going to be better this year.
yeah,
Um, at least that's my hope. I'm also going to try to schedule in a way to where half the time we're in White County.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and that always helps. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, and like you said, you never know what the future holds. Um, but it's definitely so this year. Like I said, we got a big group of girls that have left, but now we've also got a new coach coming in. So Joey's going to be coming in and filling in for you. And I think he's going to do a good job. He's a defensive guy, so me and him are going to swap
yeah.
roles a little bit, and he's going to take the defense, and I'm going to take the offense.
Well, I mean, the good
And
thing about him coming in is that he doesn't have anything else. He doesn't have any other sports to worry about.
yeah,
Where I
yeah,
mean, I'm useless for you 60% of the year.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're talking about like conversations like, hey, what do you think about this play? I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, like hey buddy, we play
Yeah,
Upperman tonight. I don't care.
yeah.
So
I like to think that I did a really good job of
no, yeah, you did.
deferring and not making sure I wasn't interfering with
No, you did.
basketball.
You did.
But when basketball was over, it was my time.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Because like even after y'all lost to Murfreesboro that night, some of them girls were upset, and one of the first ones I seen was Emma, and she was like, first thing out of her mouth to me was something about flag football, and I was like, "Buddy, you don't even need to think about flag football, right?" Like, I would never say that to you. Like, you need tonight to, and probably the weekend, because we were going to start on Monday. I would never say I'm never gonna. Well, like the other day when I came to y'all's play date, some of the girls on your bench, it's a play date, so it's a little
Yeah.
loose. It's not as strict as a regular season game. Some of the girls were trying to talk to me about flag, and I was like, I'm not talking about it right now because y'all are on the bench supposed to be focusing on that.
Yeah.
Um, that's just the way I am anyway. But like, I've never wanted to step on toes or force anything. So I've tried not to do that. Um,
Well, son, let me just tell you the day that volleyball's over with, the next day we start. So it don't matter.
yeah.
It don't matter. Of
Um,
course, most of them are wanting to start though.
yeah.
So
Oh, and see, that's what I was talking. You were talking about that with volleyball. So, we get that 15 days that we can do stuff before
yeah, 15 days
January.
off season practice.
Yeah. So the last 2 years, we have not been able to do anything until volleyball ended.
Yeah.
Well, this year, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 week before fall break with the ones who are not doing volleyball,
Yeah.
and then do after fall break the 2 weeks, weather permitting,
Yeah. Well, now you can
with
always
the
do you
rest
can
of
you
them.
can always do stuff every day with less than 50% of them. So
Yes,
which is what,
yes,
7. So you can do 4, I think.
yes. I can do 4.
Yeah, because we can do 3 in basketball.
Yeah, which I mean, that was one of my first questions to you. Whenever you told me, I was like, as long as you still, again, defer to you until tournament time on days where y'all have late practice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, and all that. So, no, for sure. So, I mean, hopefully that's what we get going because we're going to change everything. And I think it's not a product of anything other than just learning from last year.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but all right. Well, hey, it's spring. It's almost at spring break, summer break. So, can't say for sure that we'll do this again next weekend. But until next time, do you have anything else you want to add?
Nah, I mean, it's almost Tennessee football time, son.
Man, what are you talking about?
It's almost
I'm
that
so
time.
I'm trying to talk myself out of spending a fortune on getting tickets to go see Texas there.
Yeah, that's the game I
Um,
figured you was wanting to go see.
but I know that I'll have to spend a fortune, and so I'm like, no, I don't need to do it. I'm trying to talk myself out of it.
Yeah, I don't. Who do they play on the? Because I would like to go to a game too, but it's just so hard with my wife
It's so hard
working
because like it
weekends.
doesn't matter what it doesn't matter what time the game starts. You're there all day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um, it's just an all day thing. So, but that's all right. It'll be beautiful when it gets here. So,
Yeah. What is your
um,
thoughts on the Chaz Coleman situation? Or have there been any new
get
developments?
man. I don't know. They said he was off the team, and then next thing you know, he's buying a car at the car lot. Um, this is my thing. You don't be here, don't be here. Get on out of here. We'll just eat the money. It wasn't that much to begin with.
Yeah.
Um, we'll just eat the money and go because if you don't want to be here, don't be here. There's hundreds of kids that would love to be in your shoes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And honestly, most of the time, the people that cause the biggest headaches like that are not worth the time anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, good old Nick Saban quote here, but majority of your job as a coach is trying to get the right people on the bus and the wrong people off the bus.
Yes.
Now he said it way more eloquently than I ever could, but
Yeah.
that's you know, and that's my whole thing, tangent, but that's my whole thing with the whole transfer thing here in the high school world we've got now is, you know, you don't want to be here. I want you to be happy. I want you to be successful. I want you to be whatever. You don't want to
Yeah.
be somewhere else, and you think you'll be happy here. Here we go. You know,
Yeah.
it's all about being a
You
transformational leader.
you can do addition by subtraction.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my first thing with it, whether it's with us at the high school level, with them, and if they're in Knoxville. First things first. Do you want to be here, and are you going to give your all while you're here?
Yeah.
If you're, oh, I don't want to go at hard, I don't want you here. Then, like when it's your time, when volleyball gets over and the girls go with you, 100% of their time needs to be focused on that.
Yeah.
When they're done with basketball, they come over to me. 100% of their time needs to be focused on that. Them boys up there, and see now they're getting paid, so there's no excuses. Like you got to be at your job. You got to
Yeah.
be all. You got to be locked in. Now maybe he's got something going on.
Well, I mean, they
Um,
say he's like too far from home or whatever. I don't know where he's from.
well, hey, I mean,
I don't think
he was
Penn
in college
State's.
already. He should know where Tennessee is versus Pennsylvania. I don't know what to
Yeah.
tell you.
I don't know where he's from.
Yeah, I don't know where he's from either. But we'll get into more of this later. But this is a big year for Heupel.
He's from
And some
Ohio.
people are saying, okay, and I mean, it's just the same distance,
I mean, I
just
would
the
say
opposite way.
it might be a wee bit closer
Yeah,
in college
but
state or in state college, but
yeah, but they're saying if he goes 8-4, that's a success. I'm tired of hearing that. I mean, I get it, but like at the same time, it's like I like getting double digit wins, and I know that may not be the
I don't
reality
think
every year.
that's happening this year, buddy.
Oh, it's not happening this year. No, I get it. I understand it's not, but I'm just like I'm tired of hearing 8-4 is a
Well, the
success.
biggest thing is we can go 1-11 as long as that one's over Alabama.
Well, that's true.
So
Well, no, I refuse to lose to Vandy 2 years in a row because last year pissed me off. I'm still not over it. Because
uh,
like you should not lose to Vandy. I don't care if they've got a 40-year-old at quarterback. You shouldn't lose to Vandy.
Vandy's a different Vandy now, son.
Um, no,
I don't even know that you can call him little brother anymore. They might be like half brother now, like same age,
there's
half
something. No,
brothers,
hey, there's something.
step brothers.
They've. I don't know the exact number, but they've got about 60 to 80 wins to catch up in order for them to be on the same playing field.
Well, that's true.
So. But anyway, all right. Well, like I said, we can get more to that closer we get. But until next time, he's TSAP. I'm Shane. Peace out.
So you.